Derby County are after wing-back and central midfield cover, and I think we have found the absolute perfect man in Ben Osborne. With Premier League experience over the past couple of seasons, is he going to be able to make a move this season? It looks like he's heading out of Sheffield United upon the expiration of his contract. There's plenty of teams interested in Ben Osborne, but are Derby County going to be able to get him? In this video, I'm going to go through Ben Osborne's career and pinpoint a few key reasons why I think he could join Derby County. So here is where the link is from. Now, I know some people don't think that Alan Nixon is reputable and everybody is entitled to their opinion. But for me, I think he's got a lot right in the past with Derby County. He's got a lot right in the past with other clubs as well. And I'm fairly happy to give this link the credit it deserves, because Derby County and Watford are facing a fight for the midfielder that is Ben Osborne. He can also play out on in the wing-back positions, and obviously, who wouldn't want to snap up an ex-Premier League midfielder? He's played there a couple of times now. He's been at Sheffield United for quite a long time now, and obviously Watford are keen to get him in as they look to add experience to their squad. But Derby County are also keen on Ben Osborne, but they do have other targets in the area. Now, if you have not done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below or in this top corner to stay tuned for all of my latest Derby County Euro 2024 content that will be heading your way over this next month. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on the notification bell. Let me know your thoughts in the comments about Ben Osborne. Do you think he would be a good sign-in? Let me know your thoughts down below. Hit the like button, and I'll catch you in the next part of this video. I know of a few people who sort of know Ben Osborne through his coaching program sort of thing that he does. I believe it's in Eastwood. It might have moved now, but I believe it was in Eastwood at the time. And he's got things set up here. So it could be really interesting to see whether he does end up going to Watford. Is Derby like a good option for him? Because I think he's set up a fairly decent life in and around like within half an hour of Derby. So I think it opens up a lot of doors for Derby County with that. Now, obviously, you all should know Ben Osborne, whether it's from his time at Nottingham Forest, his time at Sheffield United. You should all know who he is. He's a really, really good player in my opinion, and I'd absolutely snatch your hand for Ben Osborne to join Derby County. Now, if we do look a bit further into Ben Osborne, he's 29 years old, born in 1994. He's leaving Sheffield United upon the expiration of his current deal. There's obviously interest from Watford. I believe there is interest from a couple of other sides in the Championship as well, which does not surprise me considering the experience levels and the versatility of Ben Osborne. Now, if we do look at his career as a whole, he's played for two clubs over his career, Nottingham Forest and Sheffield United. He's amassed a total of 364 appearances, playing 25,876 minutes, scoring 21 goals, getting 39 assists and picking up 25 yellow cards. Now, many Derby fans will remember that goal that he scored at Pride Park to win Nottingham Forest the game. I've got no idea how long ago that was, but it feels like yesterday. But I know it absolutely wasn't, because he was like the new kid on the block back then. And I think Ben Osborne is an absolutely unbelievable talent. If we do look at the split of appearances, he played 230 times for Nottingham Forest, 16 goals, 31 assists, 134 times for Sheffield United, 5 goals and 8 assists. Now, if we do look at the versatility that this man has, it is absolutely incredible. Can play practically anywhere in midfield, can play left and right, can play holding midfield, number 10, can play in behind a striker, can play at left back. Like, I think he's just got everything that Derby County need, and what a player he could be for a potential survival season for Derby County. And you look at the versatility here, and I've spoke about it on numerous occasions when I go through these transfer target videos, is versatility is so key when you're in the Championship and in any league really, because the more players you've got that can play multiple positions, the more options you have during a game for tactical changes, the more options you have. Like, for example, Ben Osborne could be playing in central midfield. You can then bring on say Louis Sibley, for example, to come into midfield. Ben Osborne can shift out to the left. You've then got two excellent ball players and ball carriers on the pitch. So for me, I think versatility is massive. And then when you get into the forward line, if you've got players that can play right, left and through the middle as a number 9, I think that's absolutely massive, because then you've got the option to, as the game's going on, you can be more fluid and more flexible, and your left winger can move over to the right, your right winger can go over to the left, you can put them through the middle. Like, you have that rotation, and it causes problems for defenders, and I think that's something which Derby County capitalised on at a period throughout their League One campaign. If you do look back to like the likes of the Bolton game, I think we played Blackpool before that, with Dwight Gale as the number 9. I think it might not have been Blackpool, it might have been earlier than that, but the rotations we had with Mendez-Laing, Barkhuizen and Dwight Gale just rotating who was the furthest forward, who was out on the left, who was out on the right, who occasionally dropped in as a number 10. Like, I think like those sorts of situations are absolutely massive in the grand scheme of figuring out how your squad's going to line up. I think if you look at some of the players we've looked at so far this season, and some of the interest that we have in players like the likes of Sam Gallagher, who can play left and through the middle, the likes of Jamal Lowe, who can play all across the front three, Bosun Llewell from Celtic, who can play centre-back, midfield. Like, it's those sort of players, those sort of situations that Derby County need a lot of heading into next season. It's one of the reasons why I'd like to keep Louis Sibley about. It's one of the reasons why I think Ben Osborne would be an absolutely pivotal signing for this squad. Now, we do now go on to look at the squad depth chart. Now, obviously, we still have no word on Louis Sibley and James Collins. But I think Ben Osborne slots in for me in a range of positions. You can drop Forsyth into centre half and have Osborne at left wing back. You can have Osborne through them to central midfield positions. You can also, if you split it into a back four, you can have Osborne at left back as well. So for me, I think Ben Osborne would be an excellent signing for Derby County to bring in. I think he'd absolutely fit in really well with the squad. He knows the area. He grew up as a Derby fan, obviously went on to play for Forest, which sort of scuppered the situation a bit, but went on to play for Forest. Forest first team, went and played in the Premier League. For me, I think it would absolutely be a brilliant and a vital signing for Derby County to get over the line. And then we go on to talking about what type of deal can we get for Ben Osborne. Now, obviously it would be a free transfer. As I've mentioned for quite a while in this video, he's a very versatile midfielder who can also play at wing back. He's got Premier League experience and he's a Derby County fan. Now, for me, there's a lot of rumours jumping about at the minute about the likes of Derby County signing, I think, is it Josh Murphy from Oxford? I did a video a couple of weeks ago about him, and apparently that's a 3-year contract at 29. I'm not 100% sure whether I'd give 3 years to a 29-year-old. For me, I'd go 2. Give them sort of maybe a +1 option at the end. But for me, I'd absolutely get Ben Osborne because he can definitely be a player that can sort of be the experience within the squad for the next 2 or 3 years as we're in this rebuilding phase. I think he'd be an excellent addition to our back 5, back 4, midfield 3 or midfield 2, whatever we decide to do. Obviously, the thing with Ben Osborne is what's the wage situation going to be like? So obviously Derby County, obviously their wages are going to probably double over this summer, in my opinion. But we've still got to be very careful with how we do things. We don't want to end up back in the situation we was in 3 or 4, well, it's not even 3 or 4 years ago, is it? It's two years ago, 2 seasons ago. We don't want to end up back in that situation. We don't want to end up back under embargo. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this one's done. I think Ben Osborne signing on a free transfer, I think would be a mega deal. I think he'd probably end up being the highest paid player at the club. Whether he's the best player at the club, I wouldn't agree on that. I think probably Mendez-Laing would probably just edge that, maybe even cash in. But I do think Ben Osborne, if we are to sign him, would have to be that most highest paid player, because I'm assuming his wages at Sheffield United aren't cheap. And obviously he's not going to want to lose too much, but he is settled within the area. He does have a lot of things going on within Derby, Derbyshire, Nottingham area, so it will be interesting to see if Derby County can get this deal over the line. Now, we've spoke about Ben Osborne, we've looked at where he fits in. Now, the big question is he a player Paul Warne would want? Now, in my opinion, the answer to that question is absolutely. He's a hard worker, he runs a lot, He can get up and down the pitch. He can play a range of different positions. And for me, from my experiences over the past 2 seasons, well, 18 months-ish, watching Paul Warne and Derby County, he thrives off those sorts of players that work hard, can get in and around it, aren't scared of a tackle, and will play their heart out, essentially. And I think Ben Osborne is absolutely that player. Be really interesting to see if a deal does get done for Ben Osborne. If it does, what an amazing signing that would be. It would be an absolute coup at this level for me. You can let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Do you think Derby should sign Ben Osborne? Do you think it's even a possibility? Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. While you're down there, hit that like button, smash that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and I'll catch you within the next video. Make sure to go and find me on TikTok, pictured here, and Twitter, pictured here. These are the places where I'll keep you all up to date with all my upcoming videos and my thoughts and feelings around the Formula 1 and football weekend.